Local parks are great during the day. At night, different story. I live in my vehicle and law enforcement is cracking down on people like me in cities across America. Camping overnight, illegal. Sleeping in your car, illegal. Existing without a fixed address in an increasing number of places, illegal. I'm strategic about where I park, but from time to time, I still get a knock on the door at 2 in the morning. Why? Not because I'm dangerous, not because I'm a threat, because I don't pay property taxes, I don't pay rent, I don't pay a utility company, I don't pay a landlord. I removed myself from every system that depends on my compliance to function. They say this is the land of the free, but try living for free and see what happens.
What is happening in America? America changed. And I never thought I'd be seeing this one. When did it become illegal to become homeless? So if you can't afford a house, can't afford property taxes, can't afford to live in an apartment, you can get fined for it? It seems like everything is becoming about money. And it's terrifying. So in this video, let's show you what Americans been dealing with.
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car, and I'm going to show you how I get ready for bed when it's cold outside. I think it's supposed to dip down into like the teens tonight, like 19 degrees or something like that. So first order of business is to warm this car up before I get all snug as a bug in my bed. So right now I have the car running with the heater going, and I'll do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I've put my privacy curtains up on my front windows. This is what they look like. I don't know if you can see up close, but basically they have little clips that clip in here, and then I tie up here in the middle. And here's what my front windshield cover looks like. It's just one of these little doohickeys. And I always put my pillow up here in the front with me while I'm heating up my car so it gets nice and warm, because I hate sleeping on an ice cold pillow. And I put my back window covers on. I have to get out of the car and do that. They're these little, like, screen type ones. I guess they're like, I don't know, they're breathable. And they just slide over the glass. Here's a better idea of what they look like. They just slide on here. Like so, like that. So it's all warm and toasty now, so I'm gonna hop in the back. Ooh, yay! Now I lock my car so nobody can get me. And now I just wrap up in my Magellan low temp sleeping bag. Actually, I use it as a blanket and cover myself and kind of tuck it under. And even though it's going to be frigid, I'm going to be super cozy and comfortable. It's a process, but it's worth it.
I just got a camping ticket, y'all. A misdemeanor for having my tent up because I don't want to sleep around, tweakers and a bunch of people all night because it brings out my anxiety and I can't sleep. And, they make it impossible for people to be homeless, I don't want to be in a park. I don't want to be out out downtown. I'd rather be out here by the by the river, and I can't even do that.
Just 2 days ago, CTV News reported more people living out of carpool lots. As people struggle to make ends meet due to the rising cost of living, some people are now finding refuge in short-term parking lots. They're living in RVs, Mr. Carney, in parking lots at Walmarts and other public places. CTV reporter counted 10 to 20 trailers at one carpool lot because people cannot afford homes.
Day 27, living in a tent, and kind of doing a little week recap right now. So it was a tougher week. I just posted that I left my job and I'm looking for a new one because it was just a very hostile work environment, not a good place to work. I found out that all of the stuff that I had left in my kid's mom's house, and she had to move in a emergency situation, which I don't blame her for, but she told me that it's all gone. Like, that was everything I had left outside of the backpack that I carry on my back. So when I tell you I have lost everything, right now it's a pretty low. Now, the best thing is when you have nothing, you can create anything. It's going to take some time, it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some effort. But yeah, feeling kind of low right now.
We will never be homeless ever again. We moved out of the tent after being here for 3 months because we got evicted from the hotel that we were staying at. We owed them $7,000. Our credit is really bad, so we couldn't get an apartment. The hotels were our only option, but you need money for that, and we had no money saved up, so we had no option but to live in a tent.
We were homeless before, so living in a tent is familiar to us. Also, we can save a lot of money since we aren't paying rent.
So the goal was to save as much money as possible while we stayed out here, and also stay low key, and we didn't get caught. We're leaving on our own terms. We finally moved out and got a temporary home.
We say temporary because we have to move from hotel to hotel. For the time being, we are building credit. Our ultimate goal is to get land so we can build our tiny home and homestead.
So happy we don't have to deal with ticks anymore. This is the fastest move we have ever completed. Me and Brianna got this done in literally like 4 hours. That's it. Even the employee was like, wow, you guys got that done really fast. He literally has no idea that we just got finished moving out of a tent.
This is our temporary home. We're paying $3,597 a month to stay here.
Yes, very expensive, but it's worth not being homeless ever again. And this is all we can do right now. We looked for other hotels, but we can't find ones that are cheap, like the last hotel that we had. We didn't want to spend another day being homeless, so we decided to just get out and pay this amount. And this is why we say temporary.
Okay, MTV, welcome to my crib. We are going to show you the tent setup, the new one. This is outside. My $9 Goodwill find, by the way. Black Friday. Yes. It's already warm in here. This is the inside. That's my side. That's Autumn's side. Her shit didn't dry in the dryer, so. And this is our living headquarters, our living space. And in our cars, we have our bedrooms. Ta-da! There you have it. MTV, welcome to our crib for the next week.
I think we all need to talk about the growing problem of homelessness and people trying to save money by sleeping in their cars and trucks. And now what we have is a bunch of states making new laws that are unconstitutional, by the way, making it illegal to be homeless, illegal to sleep in your car that you own. Who the fuck do you think you are? Illegal to sleep in the fucking car or truck that I bought, that I own, that I put fucking insurance on for just in case, that I register, all that bull inspection, everything you fucking make me do just to have one vehicle. And now you're gonna tell me that I can't rest in my vehicle? Like, what the fuck? Like, who? Are you my fucking mommy?
What's happening is wrong. I was homeless for 5 years and now I live in a long-term stay hotel. I work full-time, but I don't make enough money to qualify for an apartment because I don't make $5,000 a month. And yes, that is how much these apartments want you to make to be able to live in there. And not to mention, they want you to have perfect credit, have $5,000 just for deposits, and on and on and on. And it doesn't seem to matter what side we vote for because we've put both sides over the last several years into office and the results are the same. Groceries go up, gas goes up, rents go up, house prices go up, but wages are not going up in our country. The CEOs at the top, if you look across the board in 2025, most of them got huge raises in their compensation packages, as they call it. But what about us, the working class, the foundation of America? Where is our American dream? And I think it's time that we stop fighting with each other. I used to blame the other side, and I'm going to stop that because it's not doing any good. We need to come together and come up with some sort of solution, because what is happening is not working out.
Or the government. I don't give a fuck. Like, that just pisses me off. You know, like, you mean to you're going to tell me if I'm allowed to be homeless in your country, or I thought it was my country? I don't fucking know. I'm getting really fucking confused over here. You know, like, it makes no sense. But there's a problem.
Not really, unless you've got a really high paying job. Because, I mean, how are you going to make a house payment? You could probably, if you rent an apartment, you can get by, but barely. But a house, you not only got your house payment, you got taxes, and you got insurance. And I don't think you could, unless, like I said, you've got a government job or some high-paying job, you can't handle a house.
So what are people supposed to do?
Do like most of them do, rent.
I know, but what are you supposed to leave your kids?
I don't know what you do. But if you can't afford your house payments, you've got to rent, you know. Because if you're renting, you only have, you're responsible for your rent, your electricity and water, you know.
Was it like that for you growing up? Like, could you afford a house, per se, a young couple?
Yeah. Because property was cheaper then. $1 went further.
One of the things that TikTok is exposing is how many people actually live in extended stay hotels and live in hotels in general. Because I've been covering different things about homelessness for years, and more on this app, you're seeing people who live in hotels full time. Like, that's it. Like, between people living in their cars, like, RV van life was really touted on this app as like a viable solution for a lot of people. And then to see the people who tried that and showing how much it actually sucks, for a lot of fucking people, was important. But now to see the people talking about how they live in extended stay hotels and they have no idea how they would get into apartments, that's another important conversation to have. Because when you think of people that are homeless, if they didn't have if something happened with that extended stay hotel, they would literally be out on the street. And, you know, some hotels, because they're worried about people having residency and residency rights, they will make you get out at a certain point.
Well, here I am. It's 2026. I left my ex-husband in 2012, and he made me homeless. I'm legally disabled. I was a full-time stay-at-home mom for 20 years. There's no way out of this. I'm still homeless. And I'm tired. I'm really good at being homeless. I mean, if you didn't already know, or I didn't tell you, you would never know that I was homeless. You know, there are more people like us out there, out here. There's just no way out. And yes, I've done my due diligence. Don't come at me, because I've done it. I've applied for everything that I am eligible for. I have applied for everything. Yeah, approved for housing assistance in 2014, and I have been on the waiting list ever since. And I just received a notice from the overarching housing authority people that I have another 5 to 10 years to wait before I'll be able to receive the assistance I have been approved and am waiting for. You know, SSI isn't much. It's less than $1,000 a month. And food stamps are less than 300. So, if you're disabled and you were a stay-at-home mom and all you have is SSI and food stamps, then you need to figure out how to survive on under $1,300 a month. And, you know, I'm really good at it. But that doesn't mean it's easy. It's hard. And I'm tired. And I want to go home. Just want to go home.
So if you don't have no family support system, no financial support system, and you find another way, it's becoming illegal. So if you want to live in your car, you want to live in a tent or sleep in a parking lot, it's becoming illegal? What does America come to? We never would have thought times would get this difficult. But it's getting difficult each and every day. And people are just trying to find a way. So when people try to find a way, it's always an issue. It seems like you can just never get ahead. It's like, damn if you do, and damn if you don't. And that's the crazy part about this situation. Because it's like, you get up each and every day, trying to survive. The cost of living is steady going up. You don't have no support from nobody, no family, no friends, nobody to call. And then, when you find a way, you live in a tent, you live in a storage unit or anything, somebody finds out. And then they don't have no compassion for you. And that's the crazy part. Because you can get a ticket. You can get fined for being homeless. I never thought I'd be seeing this. But it's here. People wasn't ready for this. And it's like every time you look up, you see somebody losing their job, losing a house they could never afford anyway. They was working overtime. And then the job cut their overtime. And then the hours are continuing to get shorter and shorter at your job. And then they let you go. And now you got to start back from square one. And finding a job is becoming more difficult than ever. And having a good job is hard to come by until AI replace you. And that's the sad part. And then when you become homeless, because you couldn't afford nothing anyway, it's illegal. This is one of the craziest situations I ever heard. What they gonna do next? And what's about to happen next? People is not prepared for it. And it's gonna continue to get worse. There's people out there that's trying to make a way. Do what they gotta do and it's still an issue. That's the crazy part. How is it becoming an issue if you found another way? It's like they just want you trapped. Everything is about money. And we got to change that. And due to inflation and cost of living, the value of money is going down. And it's been like this for a long time. And that's why it's like the more and more you see what's going on in America, the more and more it terrifies you. But when you've been seeing so much, you get numb to the pain. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. Because you got to. You'll go insane. And that's the scary thing. Because we want to see it get better. But we've been waiting for a long time. Y'all know that. So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel. Leave it in the comments. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.